I'm going to demonstrate how to upgrade the Gen 1 Kohler power gateway to the harness that's used on the Gen 2. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and show what's different. The biggest difference between this harness and the production harness that it came with is the two power wires. Two power wires on the original machine connect to the start solenoid, and on this new harness it connects directly to the battery, which gives you a more reliable, cleaner connection for the controls. The front half of the harness is exactly the same, and in the back half of the harness it's almost exactly the same other than the wheel speed sensors. On the left side, the wheel speed sensor router wire routes the exact same way, and on the right side, instead of going across the back of the machine with the hydraulic hoses, it cuts diagonally underneath the machine directly to the hydraulic motor. The first step on changing the harness usually is to get it up where you can actually get to the machine and work on it. Remove the spreader, remove this cover, remove the back cover, remove the rear tires so you can get to everything. So the first thing, go ahead and cut all the zip ties and remove the old harness. We'll go ahead and skip through that, and then we'll start on putting the new harness back in. Before you start taking off the old harness, make sure you come over to the battery and disconnect the battery first. I've just removed the harness from the machine. One of the things that's different that we talked about is the two battery cables, the black and red, go straight to the battery. When taking the old harness off, you can go ahead and just cut the positive right off the start solenoid and cut the ground, and make sure it's the main harness ground and not the ground to the engine. And you can just take it off. It makes it a little bit easier. Some of the connectors that are hard to find and get to, the parking brake is on the back side of the engine. Make sure it's disconnected, and don't forget about the plastic three-way manifold valve and disconnect it. Another easy way to get the harness off the machine is you can go ahead and cut it up in smaller pieces so you makes it more manageable getting it off. Now let's go ahead and put the new harness on. When installing the new harness, take your two main connectors, and we're going to route it along the spray hose, underneath the steering dampener, underneath the pump, but above the oil filter, up underneath, and then plug it into the main control. So I'll go ahead and start feeding it through. I've went ahead and plugged in my harness into the main control, and as I'm working the harness back into the machine, the extra bundle, the big fat bundle, I'll push it back towards the cavity underneath the exhaust of the muffler so that I can get my cables that go to the steering column and the fuse box in the right position for where it goes in the harness. I'll go ahead and put the fuse box and connect it here on the left vertical post, and then I'll take the rest of the harness and branch it out to all the other connectors. I'll go ahead and plug everything in, look for clearances, and I'll take zip ties and tie it up. I've went ahead and installed the harness. I plugged in all the connectors and massaged the harness to where it fits the way I like it. I'll go ahead and the last part when I'm massaging the harness in that I want to make sure I get really good is this power connector where the fuses and the relays are. I'll get the harness and the wire going down and make sure that everything's out of the way so it's not in the steering dampener or into the return to neutral or the input on the hydraulic pump. You don't want it rubbing into sharp edges. Use a lot of zip ties just to tie the harness into position. The last thing that people have questions on or sometimes get confused is hooking it up to the engine. To connect to the engine, there's only two wires. There's a red and a yellow. The red wire is the keyed power. In the keyed power off the engine, there's two wires that you can connect to. Both of them are yellow, and both of them have a female connector. Go ahead and plug it in and press it nice and firm until it snaps into position. And the other yellow wire on the main harness is your low oil sensor for the control. And the low oil sensor on the engine is the green wire that comes out underneath the starter with a male connector. Go ahead and press it in, and you'll feel it click, and that's it. Now that I've installed the harness and addressed everything with zip ties, the last thing is to go ahead and hook the power up to the battery. The first thing you'll do is take the ground, the black wire, and attach it to the ground post. And once that's done, take your two positive wires, which you've already removed when you started this project, put the two red wires together and connect it to the battery, and you're done.